Hello friends, I welcome you all to our channel Board and Beyond. This is your channel, right? So friends, we are learning trigonometry now, and what we are going to learn today is that we are going to solve a few problems, word problems, right? And on height and distance, correct? So friends, till now what we have learned is that we have learned what is trigonometry and different ratios of sides and angles, and then we have also learned few identities. We have also learned how to prove those identities, and using those identities how to prove different kinds of equations that is being asked in the examination, right? So today's session is going to be pretty important because this type of questions at least will be there for 12 to 14 marks in your question paper, right? It generally happens so I thought it may happen in future as well, right? So friends, few of the problems here which I have taken down or which I have basically shortlisted for you is directly from the previous year question paper, and few of them are actually being taken from different sources, and one or two problems that is basically I have designed it for you, which I think is important from the learning perspective, right? Maybe it appears in the examination or doesn't appear, I'm not sure about that, but it is important from the learning perspective. So friends, let's start the topic in proper. So for making our life little easier, I have taken down the problem here, which I will be reading it out for you, okay? So the problem says that there is a batsman. Friends, I hope everybody likes cricket here, right? Those who are watching it. So have you ever wondered that when a batsman hits a six, okay, and then the commentator is able to tell you what is the length of this six, right? So how lengthy was this six, okay? And if the batsman hits the ball, and then commentator is also able to tell you like how high he has hit it, correct? So how is that calculation done in the background? Have you ever thought of it? So let me give you the idea how that is done in the back end, right? So the problem says that a batsman hits the ball, right, at an elevation of 45 degrees from the ground. You're getting it? So he hits the ball at an elevation of 45 degrees, and just after strike of the ball, just after the strike, the ball moves with a velocity or a speed of 108 kilometers per hour, right? In 2 seconds, it gains the maximum height and then starts dropping. But how does it drop? I have explained that also. So it is dropping in a circular path, taking the maximum height as the radius, right? So it has dropped and it has touched down, right? And then we are expected to find two things here. What is the length of this six? That means from the batsman where the ball touched the ground, what is this length? One thing. Second thing, how much distance the ball has travelled. That means your this distance plus the trajectory. How much distance the ball has travelled before it touched down. So this is the problem. So let's try solving it, friends. Okay. So solution. Let's we will make the diagram first. Okay. And the length is. Okay, let's say here is the batsman. Okay, what happens is that this batsman is actually hitting the ball at an elevation of 45 degrees. So this is 45 degrees at an elevation of 45 degrees. And just after the strike, the ball moves with a velocity of 108 kilometers per hour. Okay, so I'm going to give you a tip here. Okay, and in 2 seconds, it reaches the maximum height. The ball attains the maximum height. So I need to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second. Correct? Okay. So I'll just tell you here, kilometer per hour into 5 by 18 is equal to meter per second. Right, friends? Kilometer per hour multiplied by 5 by 18, okay, is equal to meter per second. So let us say the ball attains the maximum height here, that is your point C. C is the maximum height the ball has gained. Now this as a radius, the ball actually follows a circular path and then touch down the ground at B. You are getting it? So this basically is touching down the ground at B. Now we are expected to find out two values. AD is equal to what? AD is equal to what? And ACD. I am talking about this distance. ACD is equal to what? So these are the two things that has been asked from us, right? Now 108 kilometer per hour. Okay, so 108 into 5 by 18 is equal to how much? 6. That is 30 meters per second. Right, friends? So the ball is traveling at a speed of 30 meters per second. In 2 seconds, it will travel how many meters? That is 60 meters, double the distance, right? Double the speed. So this AC is equal to 60 meters. This is 60 meters. Now we know one side, we know one angle, we can basically definitely find out other side, either this or this. Let us try to find out AB itself. Okay, so AB, this is your hypotenuse and this is your base and this is your perpendicular, right, friends? So hypotenuse and base, which one? Cos, right? Yeah. Or sine as well. Sine is nothing but perpendicular. Oh, sorry. We will find out this one, perpendicular. Okay. So we will take sine of 45 degrees is equal to, what will be sine? Sine will be nothing but perpendicular by hypotenuse, that is P by H. H is equal to 60, right? But how much is sine 45? From this triangle we can very well know it. Sine is nothing but perpendicular by hypotenuse. So A by root 2A, that is equal to 1 by root 2. That implies 1 by root 2 into 1 by root 2 is equal to P by 60. So that is equal to P is equal to 60 by root 2, right? Or which can also be written as P is equal to 30 root 2. You are all there with me? What I have done is that I have multiplied both in numerator and denominator root 2 and root 2, right? Just to rationalize it. So this becomes 30 root 2 meters. So we have found out the P. P is equal to 30 root 2 meters. Right. Now once P is known, we know that the ball has gained a maximum height of 30 root 2 meters. Right. Now this becomes radius of this circle. Circle in the sense I am talking about a quadrant of a circle, 1/4 of a circle. So this becomes 30 root 2. Right. Because this is also the radius. So this is R and this is also R. So we have got this 30 root 2. Now using some relation we will try to find out this. Let us say tan 45. Tan 45, although we can find it from Pythagoras theorem as well, okay, but we will use tan 45, that is little easier. Tan 45 is nothing but perpendicular by base, that is 30 root 2 divided by base is nothing but B or AB you can say, okay. So tan 45 is how much? Just see, perpendicular by base, that is equal to 1, okay. So 1 is equal to 30 root 2 divided by base, right? So base is equal to 30 root 2. Even this is also 30 root 2. So this is equal to 30 root 2. Right friends? So one part of the question we can answer it now. That what is the length of AD or what is the distance of the 6, right? So that is nothing but 30 root 2 plus 30 root 2. Okay, let me do it here. So AD is equal to 30 root 2 plus 30 root 2. Right? If I take root 2 common here, this becomes 30 plus 30, that is 60. That is equal to 60 root 2 meters. I am not converting into decimal, you may convert it at your leisure time. So 60 root 2 meters. So the distance of this 6 is 60 root 2 meters. The distance of 6, this is equal to 60 root 2 meters. Right? Now the second part of the question, which says that what is the distance the ball has travelled? Okay, so we know AC is equal to 60 meters, and then finding out this distance is nothing but this distance or this trajectory is nothing but 2 pi r divided by 4. Circumference of a circle divided by 4, fourth part of it. Right? So let's do that also. We'll do it here. Yeah, visible on the board. Yeah. So 2 pi r divided by 4, or we can say pi into r divided by 2. Cancelling it out. So 22 by 7 into r is nothing but 30 root 2 into 1 by 2. Right? So this 11. So this is 330 root 2 by 7. So how much? 330 root 2 by 7. Right? So this distance CD is nothing but 330 root 2 by 7. Right? So the total distance travelled by the ball before the touchdown is nothing but second part of the question. I will write it here. That is equal to 60 plus 330 root 2 divided by 7 meters. Right friends? So these are the two values that you need to, you can basically substitute root 2 is equal to 1.414 and then multiply and find it in decimals. Okay? So if you want, we can do that, but it's okay, like it's just a multiplication and a division, so I'm not getting into that because I wanted to cover the maximum number of problems. So friends, this question actually I prepared it and you will not find it in any of the textbook or any of the guides. Okay? So with this, I hope you have understood how is that your commentator is able to tell you what is the distance of this 6 and how high he has hit the ball. Correct? Okay. So let's move on to the next problem. I'll just take down the problem. Okay friends. So I have taken down the problem. The problem says that as observed from the top of a 100-meter high lighthouse, okay, from the sea level, okay, the angle of depression of two ships is 30 degrees and 45 degrees, okay, and one ship is exactly behind the other on the same side of the lighthouse. Find the distance between the two ships. Right? It has appeared in one of the examination for 4 marks. Right friends? Let's try solving it. Okay. First, let us try to make the diagram. Okay. So friends, just a tip. In this type of problem, that is your height and distance problem, okay, please try to analyze it correctly. Okay. Take few seconds or a minute extra, no problem. Analyze it correctly, make the figure right. Once that is right, your answer will be right. Okay. So, let us say this is our 100-meter high lighthouse. So, this is given to be 100. Right? So, let us call this as A and call this as B. And there are two ships. Okay. So, let us draw this horizontal line So let's say one ship is at this point, let us say that is C, and one ship is here, let's call it as a D. So what happens is, an observer is here. Now angle of depression for one of the ship is equal to 45 degrees. That means this angle is 45 degrees. Right? This is angle of depression. Correct. For the ship C. Okay. Now one more ship is here. Okay. The angle of depression for this ship, let's call it this as 30 degrees. This is 30 degrees given. Right? So friends, this is parallel to this. So this alternate angles will be equal. So this becomes 45 degrees and this becomes 30 degrees. Right? You are getting it? Now this side is given to be 100. We are expected to find the distance of CD or DC. DC is equal to what? This is the question. Right? So we have analyzed the question here. We have made the diagram, and what is required we have jotted down that also. Now let's try solving it. So friends, the sides involved here is perpendicular and base. So perpendicular and base is nothing but tightly pulled back tan theta. Right? So what we will do is that we will take tan of 45 degree. We will try solving it here. We will do it here and then we will move across that one. So tan 45 degrees will be equal to how much, my friends? 100 by base. Let us say this is x and this is total is y. Right? From here to here it is x and from here to here it is y. Right? So what is this? 100 by x. You are getting it? But tan 45, tan is nothing but perpendicular by base, so 1. So this says that x is equal to 100. Right? So this is also 100. You got it? Now let us try to find out DB. Okay. So how is that we can find out? We will consider the bigger triangle, that is A, D and B. Right? Of course this is 90 degree here. So tan 30 degrees. Tan 30 degrees will be equal to 100 by y. You getting it? So tan 30 degrees will come to this. So 30 degrees, this into consideration. Tan is nothing but perpendicular by base. So A by root 3A, that is equal to A cancel 1 by root 3. 1 by root 3 is equal to 100 divided by y. So y is equal to 100 root 3. Right? So what will be our distance DC? DC will be nothing but 100 minus 100 root 3 minus 100. So DC is equal to 100 root 3 minus 100. Right? Which is equal to, taking 100 common here, that is root 3 minus 1, that is 100. Root 3 is nothing but how much? 1.732. Right? 1.732 minus 1 is 0.732. 732. If I multiply by 100, it is 73.2 meters. So friends, the distance between the two ships, that is DC, is equal to 73.2 meters. Right? Let me take up the next problem. Right friends, so I have taken on the problem here. The problem says that there is an aeroplane which is flying at a height of 300 meters above the ground. Right? And on both sides or on the both banks of the river, okay, there is a river wide there. On the both banks of the river, he sees two different points. One is at an angle of depression of 45 degrees and one is at a depression of 60 degrees. Right? Okay. So we are expected to calculate the width of the river. Okay. So let's first draw the diagram for it. Okay. So solution. So I draw the diagram here. Let's say this is the aeroplane at point A, okay, and this is ground, or you can say the river level, right? This is 300 meters given. Now what is happening, friend? There are two, this is the river which is flowing like this, okay. On both these banks there are 2 points, okay. One is at a depression of 45 degrees and one is at a depression of 60 degrees, okay. So let's of course depression is nothing but this is 60 degrees, but being alternate angles this will be equal to 60 degrees. Let's call this as C. So this is my one bank of the river, C, 1 point. Another is 45 degrees. Let's call this as D. This is equal to 45 degrees because this is 45 degrees. Right. Now we are expected to find the width of the river. Okay. So let's consider this as X and this as Y. So we are expected to find CD is equal to what? This is my width of the river. You are getting the point? Okay. So CD is in fact nothing but X plus Y. Correct? So CD is equal to X plus Y. Okay. Now the thing is, can we express X in terms of this altitude or perpendicular using this angle 45 degrees, right? Can we do that? There are two sides here, so perpendicular. I'll call this as, I'll leave it as X and Y. Okay, so we can definitely do it, right? So in this, can we use tan of 60 degree? Okay, tan is nothing but perpendicular by base. So tan 60 degrees is equal to how much, my friends? Perpendicular by base, that is 300 by Y. You are all there with me on this? Okay. So tan 60 degree, just come here, 60 perpendicular by base, right? That is root 3. Root 3 is equal to 300 divided by Y. So Y is equal to 300 by root 3, right? If we try to rationalize it, friends, then what I do is that I multiply root 3 in numerator and denominator. So this becomes 300 root 3 by 3, which is equal to 100 root 3. Right? So we will keep it as 100 root 3. It will be easier for us. So this y is equal to 100 root 3. You got it? Now, similarly, to find out x, we will use tan 45. Tan 45 is how much, friends? Tan 45 degrees will be how much? Perpendicular by base, that is 300 by x. But tan 45 from this is nothing but 1, right? So 1 is equal to 300 by x. So x is equal to 300. You are getting? So we have got x and we have got y. Here is y. Y. 100 root 3. So this is 300. Right? So can we find out CD now? Yeah, pretty simple. 300 plus 100 root 3. Okay. So CD is equal to 300 plus 100 root 3. Root 3 is 1.732. Okay. So multiplication with 100 will be 173.2. Okay. Plus 300. So plus 300 is 473 by 2. Right. So CD is equal to 473.2 meters. You got it? Okay. So this is the way you have to do it. Okay. You can try different variants. Okay. maybe 60 degrees, 45 degrees, 30 degrees and 45 degrees. Okay, so the earlier problem what we saw is that there was an altitude and 2 points were on the same side of the altitude. Correct? That was the previous problem. This problem we are seeing there is an altitude and the 2 sides on the either side of the altitude. Getting it? So these words may change, okay, and values may change, the concept, okay, because altitude on the same side on the either side of the altitude. So this will there can be a modification on this, but the concept, underlying concept will remain the same. So let us move on to the next one. Right friends, so I have taken down the problem here. Okay, the problem says that a man observes a car from the top of a tower, okay, which is moving towards the tower with a uniform speed. Okay, let's see, let's try and make the diagram for it. Right friends, let's say this is the tower, the man is here at point A, let us say, and this is point B, ground. Right, now what is happening is, let us say the position of the car is here now, let us say this is C. What happens is the angle of depression of the car changes from 30 degrees to 45 degrees as the object moves near to the tower, or the car moves near to the tower. Angle of depression keeps on increasing, right? So first it will be 30 degrees. Let us say this is 30 degrees. Actually this is 30 degrees and hence this is 30 degrees. In 12 minutes the car moves towards the tower and angle of depression changes from 30 to 45 degrees. Let us say this is a new point D. The car has moved up to here in 12 minutes and angle of depression has come 45 degrees. Actually this has become 45 degrees, right? So this distance it has traveled in 12 minutes, right? Now we are supposed to find out this distance, that is the distance B and B, in how much time will he going to cover the distance, or in how much time will he reach the tower, right friends? So let us take this as X and this as Y, right? So any other details given? No. Let us say this height is H, height of the tower. Now friends, what is happening is that here basically you can see this perpendicular and base is involved. So we will take tan, right? So tan 45, let's try here. Tan 45 degrees is nothing but perpendicular by base, that is H by X. H by X, right? But tan 45 is 1. So that means H is equal to X. I have skipped one step here, so please don't mind it. So X is equal to H. Now taking tan 30 degrees. What happens friend? Tan 30 will be nothing but H divided by X plus Y. You are all there with me? But tan 30, let's come to this. 30 perpendicular by base, that is 1 by root 3 is equal to H divided by X plus Y. So can we say X plus Y is equal to H root 3? Yeah. This is equal to X plus Y is equal to H root 3. Or in other words, can we say H is equal to X plus Y root 3, which is also equal to H is equal to X plus Y divided by root 3. Hope this has been covered. Okay, X plus Y divided by root 3. Now friends, from this, let me write it here because it has not covered completely. So it doesn't want to basically. Let me write it here. So friends, h is equal to x plus y divided by root 3. Okay. Now see what is happening here is h is equal to x as well and h is equal to this also. So can we equate the two? That is, in other words, x is equal to x plus y divided by root 3. You getting it? So if we cross multiply, this becomes how much? Root 3x is equal to x plus y. Alright? Or to make it little more simple, root 3x minus x is equal to y. To make it little, root 3 minus 1 is equal to y, right? Or x is equal to y divided by root 3 minus 1. Not required. We will try to find out the value of y only. This is not required. Now friends, let us find one thing. What is happening here is that, please observe it carefully. So this y, what I have done, I have expressed in the form of x, right? So x root 3 minus 1 is equal to y, correct? So this distance that car travels, distance of y in how many minutes? 12 minutes. As per the question, any problem here? See, where is the 12 minutes? Correct? So this distance, the distance y, this has travelled in 12 minutes. Correct friends? Now we are supposed to find out in how much time will the distance this will be covered. So distance y, it has travelled in 12 minutes. So in other words, distance x root 3 minus 1, it has covered in 12 minutes. Right? Correct, ma'am? Okay. So we are supposed to find distance 1 will be 12 divided by x root 3 minus 1, and distance x will be 12 divided by x root 3 minus 1 into x gets cancelled. That is equal to 12 divided by root 3 minus 1. Root 3 is 1.732. Correct. So root 3 minus 1 will be 0.732 minutes. Right friends? Okay. So this is nothing but if you divide it, this will basically give you an answer of 16 point something. Shall we do it or we can leave it here? It's a simple division which you can do at your place, and that will be 16 point some fraction in minutes. Okay. So I'll just write the answer here friends. 16.39 minutes. That this division is not that important, but the concept with which this is solved, that is important, right? So this car will travel this distance in 16.39 minutes, right? Okay. So let's move on to the next problem. Okay friends, so I have taken down the problem. Again, an important problem from the examination point of view and from your learning point of view as well, right? So the problem says that the angle of elevation of a cloud from a point 60 meter above the surface of water is 30 degrees, and the angle of depression of the shadow of the cloud is at 60 degrees. Okay, correct? Find the height of the cloud from the surface of water. So let's first draw the diagram for this. Right. So let's say this is the surface of water, right? And the point is how many meters high? Let us say this is 60 meters high. This is 60 meters high, right? Now what is happening is there is a cloud and the angle of elevation is 30 degrees. So this is 30 degrees angle of elevation. You are getting it? I'll name it A, B, C, D, E. No problem? Right. Now what is happening is there is a shadow of this cloud, okay, which is at an angle of depression of 60 degrees. This is 60 degrees from the same point. Right, friends? Now let's name this also E, and after that let's call it as F. Right. Now what is happening is we are expected to find the height of the cloud from the surface of the water. That means we are to find out this. This is equal to what? Right. So let's take, so if this is 60, so this is 60, right? This will be 90 degrees, of course. This is 90 degrees. So this is, 60 meters, not degrees. So this is 60. Let us call this as height. Okay. I don't know what is it. So height is the height of the cloud from this point after 60 meters. And let's say, okay, so if this is h and this is 60, friends, this will be h plus 60. Okay, this both height put together will be equal to this, right? So I'll just for marking purpose I'll mark it. This is h. Right. Now we are expected to find this. We are expected to find h. If we know h, then we know the answer. Right. So this is 30 degrees, and this. Yeah. The better way will be to find out AD. So this is base, and this is perpendicular by base. So again going for tan 30. Tan 30 will be how much, friends? Tan 30 degrees will be, I am considering triangle AED. Let me write it here. AED. Tan 30 will be how much? Perpendicular by base. So H by AD. Right? Correct, friends? So tan 30 is how much? Tan of this perpendicular by base, 1 by root 3. So let me write it here so that 1 by root 3 is equal to h by AD. So AD will be equal to how much? H root 3. We will keep it here for some time. Now I will use triangle ADF. ADF. And I will use tan 60. Tan 60 will be equal to how much, my friends? Perpendicular by base. Perpendicular is this. H plus 60 plus 60. You are getting it? I hope you are not getting confused, right? So this is perpendicular. If this angle is into consideration, perpendicular is opposite to that, and then base is nothing but again AD, right? Divide by AD. Tan 60. Let's come here. Tan 60 perpendicular by base, that is root 3. This is equal to
root 3 is equal to h plus 120 divided by AD. So this is also equal to AD is equal to h plus 120 divided by root 3. Right? So just observe these two things, this and this, right? AD is equal to this also, AD is equal to this also. That means h root 3 is equal to h plus 120 divided by root 3. Correct. Let's do that. Right? Let's cross multiply, friends. Root 3 into root 3 is 3h is equal to h plus 120, which is also equal to 2h is equal to 120, which is also equal to h is equal to 60. You are getting it? So this height is 60, right? So once we know 60 and this we already given is 60, then height of the cloud from the surface of the water is equal to 120. Height of the cloud from the surface of the water. Height of the cloud is equal to 120 meters. You got it? Okay. So this is how we solve this kind of problem. Right, friends? Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, friends. Again, a very important question for you. Okay. Till now, this has not appeared in the examination, but very likely to appear in the examination, right? So, friends, the problem says that there is a round balloon. Okay, a person is seeing from here. The balloon is extending or subtending an angle of alpha. Angle of alpha at the eye of the observer. Okay, and the angle of elevation of the center of the balloon from the observer is how much? Beta. We need to prove that the height of the center of the balloon from the ground is equal to r sin beta into cosec alpha by 2. Right? Okay. So let's try solving it, friends. First of all, let's try to understand a bit and then draw the diagram first. Okay. Let's say I'll make a balloon here. So this is a balloon, right? Now what is happening is there is, let us say, this is the ground level. This is the ground level, right? Let me try to make it straight so that. So this is the ground level. Now there is an observer here, let us say, okay, and this is the center of the balloon. Now the observer is okay. It should actually touch, no problem. So we will manage a little bit. Now this angle is how much? This angle is given to be alpha, right? And the angle of elevation of the center of the balloon, okay, that is this. This is given to be beta. You are getting my point? We'll name it after some time. We'll name everything. 90 degrees. Right. Now we'll name this point. Let's call it as O. Okay. Let's call it as C. Call this point as A. Now what we will do is that we'll call it as A, OA, B and C already taken, so D. Right friends, so now I hope you have understood the diagram. What is happening is, this is alpha, okay, and angle of elevation of the center of the balloon is beta, right? Now from the properties of circle, we know that from any external point, if we make a tangent to a circle, okay, then the line joining the center and the point where the tangent meets the circle is at 90 degrees, right? Correct. Okay, so now let us consider one thing friends, and one more property of circles. If there are two tangents drawn from a common point to a circle, okay, then the line joining that point from the tangent has been drawn to the center will divide the angle into two parts. I hope you remember these two. Anyway, I have not taken circles till now, but these are the prominent this thing. So this becomes alpha by 2 and this also becomes alpha by 2. Right? Now let us do one thing friends. Let us try considering AOC in triangle AOC. AOC. Right? OC. So what we will consider is that we will try to finalize it on OC. So OC is what in this case? So this is the angle, opposite is that perpendicular, this is P, okay, and this is hypotenuse, right? So P by H is nothing but sine. So we'll take sine alpha by 2. This one, sine alpha by 2 will be how much? Perpendicular by hypotenuse. Perpendicular is nothing but R and hypotenuse is nothing but OC. Correct? So OC is equal to how much? R by sine alpha by 2. Right? Correct friends? Let us leave it here. Now come to triangle OCD. What is happening here is, this is OC and this is hypotenuse, and no, let's come in triangle OCB. Right? OCB. Now what happens is, this is again R, okay, and one second. OCB. One second. I think ODC is better friends to consider, not this. Let us consider ODC only. ODC. What I am trying to do here is that, okay, I am trying to find out the value of OC from here, okay, and then substitute it. So, can we take OC, that is hypotenuse, and this is OD we need to find out, right? OD is equal to what? Let us try to zero it down. OD is equal to what we need to find out. So I need to write a trigonometric relation considering hypotenuse and perpendicular. So hypotenuse and perpendicular is nothing but hypotenuse and perpendicular, sine again. So sine beta this time. Sine of this will be equal to perpendicular, that is OD, divided by OC, right? So from this, can we say that OC is equal to OD by sin beta, or can this be written as OD is equal to OC into sin beta? You all agree with me? Now OC is equal to this. We found it out earlier. So can we write OD is equal to R divided by sin alpha by 2, okay, into sin beta? You all are there with me? Now 1 by sin alpha by 2 can also be written as cosec alpha by 2, right? So which is equal to R into cosec alpha by 2 into sin beta. I think this was to be proved. Cosec alpha by 2 sin beta, right friends? So we have proved it, correct? So I hope everybody understood it. Okay, so this is a little tricky, okay, wherein what we do is that we try to basically find out the value of OC from first triangle and then express OC in terms of OD, okay, OD in terms of OC, and then finally come to a conclusion here, right? So this was actually one of the good problems that I have seen from different source, not rightly from your textbooks, right? So friends, just wanted to close this here, okay? It's already 52 minutes now, okay? So there was one more problem. Maybe I'll just read it out for you. I just made a note of this problem, so I'll just read it out for you. A tree breaks down due to storm. I'll just try to at least draw the figure here so that you can attempt it at your place. A tree breaks down due to storm and the broken part bends so that the top of the tree touches the ground, making an angle of 30 degrees with it. Let us say this is the tree, friends. Okay, it breaks down at this point, then comes and touches the ground. Okay, this is making 30 degrees. Let us say this is A, B, C, and it was earlier point D here. Okay, so now what has happened is that it has broken from here and then it has basically dropped down. So this height is equal to this. That is the catch here. That's it. Okay. The distance between the foot of the tree and the tip of the tree is 9 meters after touching. So this is 9 meters, right? So we are expected to find the height of the tree. You can basically do it very easily, friends. In very quickly, let us say if I take tan theta, okay. So tan 30. So tan 30 is nothing but 1 by root 3. So I am not going to write much of the steps here. 1 by root 3. Tan 30 is equal to perpendicular by base, that is AC perpendicular by base, that is 9. So AC is equal to 9 by root 3, right? And similarly with this side and this angle, we will try to find out this h, okay, so that we can join the two and then find out the value of the tree, height of the tree, sorry. So this is hypotenuse and this is base, right? So base by hypotenuse is nothing but cos, okay. So cos 30 degree is equal to how much, my friends? Base by hypotenuse, that is equal to 9 by curly brown here, base by hypotenuse. Base by hypotenuse, hypotenuse is not known, right? Cos 30 coming here, 30, cos is nothing but base by hypotenuse, right? base is root 3, hypotenuse is 2, that is root 3 by 2 is equal to 9 by h, right? So h is equal to 18 divided by root 3, right friends? So we know this h is equal to 18 by root 3 and this height is nothing but 9 by root 3, right? So can we club the two and then find out the values, right? So that is 18 plus 9 divided by root 3, correct? Yeah. So this is 27 by root 3. Let's try to rationalize it. So this is 3 and 3, so 9 root 3 meters. So friends, that height of the tree is 9 root 3 meters. I'm sorry, I'm running out of time, so I just did it like this. I didn't write even the question on the board. Okay. And one more thing, friends, please try and attempt your, I'll just tell you, this is your exercise number 9.1 and question number 16. From your NCERT textbook, please try and attempt exercise 9.1, question number 16, that is the last question. Right friends? So with this, I'll close the chapter of trigonometry. Okay, let's move on to some other chapter in the next class. Right? If you want any particular chapter to be started, you can please send us the comment and we will try to incorporate that. If you have any doubts or problems which is still to be addressed, please write it on in the comment box. Right? We generally check the comment box and we reply to that as well. Right friends? So with this, I'll close the session here. I just wanted to tell you one more thing, friends, before we actually move out of trigonometry. Please understand this. Very, very important. I personally recommend you that when you get a question paper, okay, answer sheet, not the question paper. Because the question paper cannot be, your question paper cannot be free of trigonometric height and distance problems or trigonometric problems. It is a very important chapter for future life, right? So please maintain this in the answer sheet in one corner, which will help you. You don't get confused, which will help you. It will help you get out marks for this kind of problems. Because one value, let us say tan 30, if you write root 3, one value, one mistake, gone. Right? So with this, I'll end up the session here, friends. Let's meet up in the next session. Till the time, if you feel that whatever I have done here is has added some value to you, please share it with your friends. Okay? And till the time we meet next, be happy, be safe, keep learning with us, stay tuned with us. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Bye. Thank you.